probably know John R. Williams, but it's William in French, and John R. is named after him. John R. runs for Congress. He's going to represent Michigan in Congress, particularly Detroit. And while he's running, Gabriel Richard joins the race. Priest, the leader of the French community in Detroit. So he runs again. Now, of course, everybody thought the Campballs had it in the bag until Gabriel Richard joins the race. Then, of course, it's a foregone conclusion. Nobody's going to vote against Gabriel Richard. The Campballs sue and say that Gabriel Richard is still a French citizen. He has an established residency. So they sue because of his residency. He renounces his French residency, becomes an American citizen, and wins. And the Campballs leave the Catholic Church. And after they leave, the Catholic Church excommunicates them. So, when you go down to the cemetery down there, you have Mount Elliott and the other one, Elmwood? Yeah. So on one side, Mount Elliott is the Catholic, and Elmwood is the Protestant. So the Catholic Campballs, before they got kicked out, are all buried on the Mount Elliott side. And after they got kicked out and quit the Catholic Church, they are on the Protestant side, Elmwood. So beef between the Campballs and Catholic Church it extended to after that. We're at George the Baptist's home site. If there was one leader of the Underground Railroad in Detroit, there wasn't. But if there was, it's George the Baptist. Or you could argue William Lambert and him are about equal. But George the Baptist and William Lambert, and we're at the George the Baptist home site. He was at that meeting when Frederick Douglass and John Brown met. And his idea was, yeah, John Brown, I hear what you're saying, but let's go down south and blow up institutions that are run by these slave owners. That's what we need to do. So he was going to buy a lot of gunpowder, and they were supposed to go down south secretly and blow up white churches, white slave owner big houses, plantation homes. That was the plan that he had. Of course, you know, everybody didn't buy into that plan, but that was his plan. So he was a longtime Mason and one of Detroit's most active and impassioned black community leaders. He lived here during the 1850s and 60s. He was born in Virginia about 1815. He moved to Massey, Indiana, and became involved in the Underground Railroad. They put a hit out on him. The slave owners were going to kill him because he was such an abolitionist. They put a hit out on him. He had to leave and come to Detroit.
Now, was he French or?
The Baptiste is not French, no. He's a black man. He's not French.
Where did you get that name? Yeah, where'd he get that name from?
His name, no doubt, comes from one of his ancestors who probably was enslaved by a Frenchman. So he himself was not, but no doubt one of his ancestors probably was. So he went to the White House. He worked in the White House. After working in the White House, he came to Detroit, had several successful businesses. He was a delegate to the Cleveland National Convention of Colored Citizens. He was an agent for the Freedmen's Aid Commission. During the Civil War, he was an organizer in Michigan's Colored Regiment. He died in 1875. His house was right here. And he also, if you made it to his house on the Underground Railroad, this was your last spot, he had his own boat called the T. Whitney. And he also had a paid oarsman who would oar you over to Canada. And we're going to our last song.